It's not anybody else. Jeremiah chapter 29 is where we're going to be this morning. It's in your notes. And I will try to not, I spent some time in Sunday school kind of explaining the context. How many of you have ever read before, when we read together, you recognized Jeremiah 29, especially verse 11? Have anybody recognize that verse? So it's not an unfamiliar passage at all to you. What I want to do, if you've got your notes and taking notes with me, I want to give you the context. I think it will really open your eyes up to this idea of the stewardship of God's promises. Remember, a steward is somebody that owns nothing, but is responsible for everything. In November, I always preach a series of sermons on stewardship, reminding us that we own nothing, but we are absolutely responsible for everything. So, I just hit the wrong button. We'll hit the right button there. See if it will move forward. Try it again. There we go. So the stewardship, today I'm going to talk about the stewardship of God's promises. God gives us promises. And we need to learn from history how sometimes people were not good stewards of God's promises. God made them promises, and we're going to see in verse 11, He had a good plan for them. And they were not a good steward of the good plan that God had for them. They, as we say in college football, they gave him the Heisman. Some of you don't know what that means, but the trophy for the best player in college football, he's running with the football and he's giving him a stiff arm to knock the defender down. And so the saying is, when you're stiff arming somebody, you don't want to listen to them, you're giving them the Heisman. You're giving them a stiff arm. And the Jewish people gave God's promises the Heisman. They gave him a stiff arm. We don't want to listen to that. So today we're going to talk about how we can be good stewards of God's promises. So if you're taking notes,